Hey, this is Jordan with Last Call Analytics. Today's session, we're going to go through the objective tracker. The objective tracker is to create and load objectives into Last Call Analytics and then assign them to your sales reps or territory managers in the dashboard. To start, we're going to go to the gear menu in the top right corner of the dashboard. In our drop down here under the management tools, we're going to go to the objective tracker. Within this tool, we're going to be able to both create and manage our objectives and also report on them. So as you can see here, I've got a number of objectives created, but today I want to create a new one. So to start and create a new objective, top right corner, create new objective. We want to give our objective a name or a title. So this is what we're looking to achieve. In this case, I'm going to go with a listing drive. How many do I want to achieve? Now, how many do we want to allocate to our greater team? So this is not sales rep specific yet. This is basically the total across our team that we're going to end up allocating to each individual rep. So if I wanted to achieve 20, I'd type that into our how many field. And then from there, I'm going to go into which region I want to assign this to. So for the sake of today's demo, I'm just going to use Ontario. I'm going to plug in Ontario as my region. An optional field here is product. So you can add a product. You don't have to add a product, but if you want to get specific and have your reps focused on a specific SKU, then I advise adding a product. You can also add multiple products if there's multiple products that you're looking for to achieve on the specific objective. In this case, a listing drive. So for this, I'm going to add a single product. In this case, I'll just use a Blood Brothers Shumai IPA. So I've plug that into my product and for which locations. And this is where there's some great flexibility in the tool. And we could assign it to the greater LCBO stores. I'm working within the Ontario region. But we can also, if you've got different promotional displays set up in your dashboard. So if you're paying for an end aisle, maybe you're on a shelf extender or anything like that, a mini thematic. If you've created that group as a location tag in your dashboard, then you can choose that as your location set here in the objective tracker. So what I want to do here, I'm going to select all LCBO retail, but an idea, right? I can add one or many tags, but if I was looking for a specific end aisle, in my dashboard, I've created a couple end aisles, so I could apply that specific store set. That would ensure that the objective only appears in those accounts associated with that group. Again, I'm going to stick with LCBO retail for today. Now I want to choose, how I'm going to allocate my 20 listings that I'm looking to achieve for the greater team across my different reps. And you'll see here, I've got 3 different reps in my platform. I've got Matt, Ian, and Jordan. So in Matt's territory, I need to achieve a total that I'm looking for him to achieve. So I'd like Matt to achieve 10 listings of our Shumai IPA. Again, Matt's going to have stores assigned to his territory, but with LCBO retail assigned, this ensures that any LCBO account that's assigned to Matt will see this objective. For Jordan, I want him to achieve 6. And then Ian has a smaller territory, so I'm going to ask him to complete 4 listings, right? And so we've got 10, 6, and 4. That totals my 20 that I've allocated in my how many, so my total objective. Then one of the last steps here is setting up my start and end date. So what's great about the objective tracker is by plugging in a start date, the reps would see that objective ahead of time, but they wouldn't be able to interact with it. As soon as that start date hits, though, they'll be able to interact with the objective and log details against that. So, for the sake of today, I'm going to say, okay, this objective started back on Friday, May 31st, and I'm going to have this objective go until the end of June. So I'm going to put it up to June 28th in this case. And so what this by choosing an end date, once that end date is passed, the reps will no longer be able to work with this objective. They'll still be able to see it in the dashboard, but this is the window that I'm giving my reps to achieve their allocated listings in my specified time frame. Now, the last kind of piece to the objective tracker is this option here to say a photo is mandatory with complete status. This is great specifically for displays where if the reps are saying that it is complete, you might want a photo to verify that that is complete, that product is on that display that you've tasked them of getting. So in this case, right, it's not a mandatory field in that I have to choose a photo as mandatory every single time. I can enable it or keep it disabled. So in this case, I'm going to say, okay, I don't want a photo that's mandatory with complete status. I'm going to be able to verify with the data whether the reps actually got the listing of this product. And so I'm going to click create. Now this is an active objective, right? We see it here. It was created by me today, June 7th, 2024. It's my listing drive, active from May 31st to June 28th. For my product that I've specified here, the accounts that are allocated to is total LCBO retail. We've achieved 0 out of 20 so far. And then here's the breakdown by rep. So I can see, and as the reps start working through the objective, marking things complete will count towards their total that we've allocated to them. So if Matt went in and completed 2 objectives today, this would show 2 out of 10 for Matt, and so on. And so that's how we create objectives in the dashboard. Some other great tools in this is, we've got objectives, we've logged them, our reps are working against those objectives that we've assigned to them. At the top of our screen, beyond configuration, which is where we currently are, we can go into our responses screen. Responses allows for some reporting, including the photos. So if you've specified, photo is mandatory, it's great here. You can run a report, include photos in your export so that you can report back on those objectives where the reps have said, not interested, interested, or complete. You can get all of the responses in the screen. So if I just run this report, I'm going to say, load all the responses from the last 30 days for all of my reps, for all of my objectives, regardless of status and product, right? So I can see here, okay, here's all of the objectives that I currently have in the dashboard that my reps have logged against. So, Steamworks distribution drive for this specific product is active from May 15th to June 15th. I can see Matt logged a complete status back on May 21st at 3:16 p.m. at this specific location. He didn't add any notes, but I did see that he added a photo. Right, and hovering over that thumbnail, I can quickly see the photo that he did add to this objective. If I wanted to export this table into Excel, I can click off export. That would just ensure the data that I'm seeing here is captured. However, it would not include photos. To include the photos, we're just going to click off include photos in my export. And when I click that export, it would be all of our responses plus the photos that have been uploaded into our objectives. If you ever need to clean this up to be a specific objective, using the filters at the top, same thing if we want this for a specific rep or multiple reps, use the user section, and you can get a nice clean report of where the reps have been, their responses, whether they're complete, interested. There might also be some other statuses here of not interested. So that's the responses view. Some other great tools here is there's actually an additional reporting view. So if I go into reporting here, right, again, I get some filters across the top. If I run this report quickly, I can quickly see I've got 9 active objectives currently. So this means 9 ongoing objectives, not the past or the future. Out of the 9 objectives, we had 205 total items. 69 of those items have been complete across my team, telling me that I've got 34% completion against my 9 objectives. And then in addition to that, had we hit 100% on one of our objectives, it would show me that I have 1 out of 9 completed objectives. So as you can see here, none of my current 9 objectives have been 100% complete by the team and what they've been assigned. The next great piece of this is I can drill in further to a specific objective. So if I said Steamworks distribution drive, clicking on that row, I can quickly get into the reporting, and it will show me by rep, what they've completed out of their total allocation. So Matt's achieved 3 of his 8, Jordan's achieved 2 of his 7, and Ian has achieved 3 of his 5. Same thing right here. We get a data table. I could export that information. If I want to include the photos in my export, we click off that checkbox and then click export. I hope today's session has been helpful. This is how you create objectives in Last Call. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great day.